Alright, welcome everybody back for Game 2 between FTV and Knights Gaming. We just saw FTV dominate Knights in Game 1, where the Tarek Master Yi combo didn't really work for the Knights. So we're going to see.
I'm sorry, I gotta stop you right there.
What?
Knight is on FTV. The team is Viking.
It's Vikings!
Which are kind of like the Norse Knights. I mean, you're in the right domain.
It's just Vikings. You are correct there. Knight dominated the Vikings on his least in the last game.
There you go.
But I've been playing too much. What's that game called? I can't think of it now. Where there's just Vikings, ninjas, and For Honor. That's it.
Yeah,
that's a lie. I don't own the game either. That was a lie. I'm just trying to save face at this point.
Good try. You don't admit you're saving face when saving face, but I respect it. We're still gonna see the Nocturne ban. That's just a ban that I think we're gonna see all night long, at least from our perspective. Not Zin. That's Yasuo. Will be banned out, not giving that to Victory. I don't think Yasuo was, strictly speaking, a problem. But when you know someone plays it and you can tell he's competent on it, maybe just take that out nonetheless. There's the Zin ban, alongside the Camille ban coming out as well. Really targeting junglers right now, with the Yasuo pick coming, or the Yasuo ban coming in as well.
Yeah, ADCs being left open of, well, Yasuo and, or not Yasuo, Lucian and Ezreal being left open, so it looks like we might still have those standard bot laners, as Graves is going to get banned as well. It's very jungle heavy, as we see in the bans for the first two games here. We saw in the first game as well, and now this one.
Yeah, fifth jungle ban.
But
or fourth right now. Sorry.
And what I like here from FTV is, like, even though that they are second pick here, they are able to just leave up the Master Yi, because they don't believe that VK is going to go for that strategy again. There's no way.
I mean, even if they believe it, they showed that they have no issues with it.
Yeah.
Their Lee Sin's still open. They're not too concerned. There is a chance that VK recognizes that, hey, we made these errors. We're going to go fix them. But what they're going to do instead is insta-lock Aurelia. And this can go in a lot of different places. So, actually a really strong flex pick right now.
Yeah, there's really no telling at this point of where that Irelia is going to go. As far as I know, I haven't seen Irelia jungle yet, so we might be able to safely say that it's not in the jungle. Okay, then never mind. We cannot say that.
It's happened once in pro play. I can't even tell you specifically where. I'm just looking at the little database right now. But
this meta is strange. All I know is we had over like 85
Aurelia
champions
has one
so far.
Jungle win right now. It has not been played, to my knowledge, in support. So it's the only position that hasn't been played competitively yet. With, I believe, a positive win rate in every... Actually, mid lane, it has a 38% win rate right now. So, interesting. But nonetheless, it's still a very strong champion. I think that reflects more on the team and playing it when it loses in mid lane. But they're going to grab Jax as well, which I do believe pretty much means that Aurelia won't be going top. Again, not a big deal. Top is like one of the... No, it's not a big deal for Aurelia right now. She's not really a top laner. Feels weird to say. But the Lucian and Trundle have been locked in by Taurus and Knight. I believe Trundle these days is pretty much exclusively in that jungle.
I do agree on that. And then the Ezreal being picked up by the Vikings as well. And that's just because they don't want to ban out. It feels like almost a must pick at this point, because if they don't pick that Ezreal, then it's going to be an easy ban for FTV, and it basically forces that Irelia in that bot side. And we're going to see a Swain coming out for FTV. Another one that's kind of a good flex pick here. It could be top lane, could be mid lane. We could even see it in the bot. Who knows?
Support. Could even see it support or in the bot lane. I think it's been played a few times in the support role. You combine it with something that brings some CC, and then he has that immediate pull and Q to go with it, and it's a lot of damage real quick coming out. We're going to see the Morgana. I like that. Morgana is a good pick to get rid of when you have that Swain. Help make sure that CC lands and you can abuse it. And then taking away some of the more standard stuff like Renekton, when you've pretty much shown, I think, 100% Jax is in the top lane, and take some of those champions that like to beat up Jaxes, and you say, not today.
Yeah, so they're going to take away most of the duelists. Thresh is an interesting one to me. That might just be a CBL special. All I know, I do not know these teams. I actually didn't even know that Vikings or FTV before today. I don't even know what FTV stands for. I tried looking it up quick before we started this, and I couldn't find it.
FAPTV, the YouTube comedy channel in Vietnam, which has over 4.5 million subscribers.
Well, dang. I did not expect a YouTube channel to
4.5 million subscribers.
That's pretty decent. I actually didn't. Well, that's actually pretty cool. I would have never thought of a YouTube channel
as a potential
sponsoring for a league team.
I would imagine it's cheaper for the Vietnamese league, but I can't say that definitively.
It probably, as far as I know, that's why players such as Levi have come to America to play. I believe there's been other teams that have, or other players that have gone to other leagues just because it's more lucrative for them.
Yeah, there's only the one Vietnamese player in NA at the moment, but you're right. There's probably been a few filtering out. Probably the Oceanic region, I would guess. But that's purely speculation. And now we're going to get a Cassiopeia, which actually adds a bit of a wrinkle to this because I had pretty much assumed that we had both the solo laners and the AD locked in, but with Cassiopeia going almost certainly in the mid lane, that would mean a jungle Jax or jungle Aurelia.
I'm not going to say either one because it could be either.
You got to take a guess, man. No, I'm kidding.
But I am loving the Pyke. I love seeing Pyke in these games, so CBL going to show that supports can carry too on that Pyke, and against the team that we have from FTV so far, not a lot of prime targets to pull in. And with Ornn, it kind of doubles that, making sure that he doesn't really pull anybody. Like, Lucian's going to be hard, but he's going to want to try to find him, and of course the Nami. But besides that, everybody else is going to be fairly devastating, and especially like even a Swain, just going to be able to pop that ult.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, having the bot lane both be squishies is often enough for a Pyke. And, you know, he doesn't just need to pick people off. He can also be a strong initiator with a good E flash across multiple people and then escape off to the side and just pull back and kind of do a little bit of peeling for the AD. So he has flexibility. He doesn't always need to go for that hard pick onto a single target. But yeah, with everything situated at the moment, it does look like it will be that jungle Jax, which I do not believe we've seen too much of this competitive season, really in any region. Apparently, it's been picked about 3 times total. So there you go. And we'll see how that one works out. I mean, it was pretty good. Don't get me wrong. It's less of a carry traditionally. More just kind of a QECC bot coming out of the jungle, stunning people, and then relying on the laners to bring the damage. But of course, it's still Jax at the end of the day. So if you build damage on him, he'll do damage. And you can still put him in a side lane to do some split pushing.
Yeah, I do believe you build mostly tank. You get a Titanic, and you're just able to duel pretty effectively. It's going to be extremely tough for anybody to match him at this point, and we'll have to see if the Knights are going to be able to win this one. Being down 1-0 now, which I do believe these are a best of 3, so we'll have to see if they're able to equalize and force us to a game 3 or not. I don't know if Vietnam has anything like Silver Scrapes or any equivalent, but game will be paused though.
They do have pauses!
Just like every other region.
Now it's a real competitive region.
Yes.
We're going to get the immediate pause.
With the Infinite studio coming back up again.
When does it stop? Oh, it never does. I mean, but I'm wondering, do you want to ride this out, or maybe try to take a peek ahead?
No, let's wait about a minute and we'll find out.
All right.
Because sometimes these pauses could be like, oh, my mouse wasn't plugged in, or something like that. It's very a simple fix. And then other times,
I would hope
it
on
lasts
game
over an hour.
Your mouse is plugged in, but yeah, or your mouses.
I know some players have been playing with wireless mice lately, which has been a shock to me.
I think it was Apollo had a wireless mouse. I'm like, why?
I think it's because at this point, wireless mice no longer have as bad as a lag time as they used to.
No, there is no perceptible difference, I think, in terms of reaction time. I just feel like you're always inviting additional potential failure when you have a wireless mouse, and when you're playing a competitive game for, big stakes. I would personally reduce as much of the potential fail points as possible when I was playing with my equipment.
At least
it's not
in
like
a
you're
game
planning
like
on taking
League.
that mouse and walking across the room and still playing. It's like, oh look, I'm on a wireless mouse. This is so cool. Well, Faker's, killing you in the mid lane. I don't know. It teach their own. I mean, I imagine there's also a big part. They get paid money to use certain pieces of equipment, so.
At least in League, you have pauses, so if anything goes wrong. I remember watching a Halo tournament where someone's wireless controller died, and he had to quickly plug it back in, and they lost a lot of momentum from that because he was a guy who had some prime weapons. I believe he either had the rocket launcher or a sniper at the time with still half the ammo left, and when you give a power weapon over in Halo, like that is that's like imagine in League if you could give over Baron because you gave an over a kill. It's really substantial when stuff like that happens. But yeah, we'll have to see. I was actually thinking, imagine if there was no rules of using other people's equipment. Like imagine you have Faker as a teammate, and Faker somehow rarely he dies. You just throw your mouse over to him, or your mouse over to him, so he can play your character instead.
That's just. You're getting to a wild. Anyways, just peeking on the screens from what little I was able to see of the angle monitors, it does look like they've actually done a full game remake, and that they're all repicking champions in the lobby at the moment. But I would hope that won't take too much longer.
Yeah, it should be quick.
Unfortunately, neither of us speak Vietnamese, so we can't just turn on the casters.
I do read English. Go, There's client issues. It's client issues.
Okay, that's true. You can just read it there, but. You're cheating.
I'm glad that it says it in English. That makes it a lot easier for me. I don't know. I'll just quickly text my girlfriend. It's like, hey, jump into this game during the pause, and tell me what they're saying so we know what the pause is. That would be a little too much work. By the way, that's not us. Just in case you guys didn't know.
I don't think anyone. Would have thought that.
You never know. But I want to know what they're sponsored by. They're sponsored by some energy drink, it looks like.
Wake up 24/7. I think the sponsorship would go better if they were at least opened and you would pour some out off to the side or something to make it look like they're partly empty. Yeah, we totally drink these.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's pretty obvious that they haven't touched those.
They just two closed bottles next to them, positioned perfectly on otherwise completely empty desks. But hey, you do you. They're also dressed kind of conservatively. I would have liked a little more flair from both of them.
What more would you like?
Just do more with the color. The tan jackets with black and blue shirts. I mean, you can do more than that, man.
I think in the LCS, I feel like there's a little bit you're right. There's a little bit more color differences. It feels like they went to the same shop and both got the same jacket.
Yeah. I guess the guy on the right's got a little bit gray. He's gray, but then there's the tan on the left, and they both.
I guess they are different colors.
One's black, one's blue, but they both are exactly the same cuts. I'm pretty sure.
Here's the thing, though: are they actually different? Are they actually different colors, or is the color differences in the shirts that are messing us up?
No, they're absolutely different colors. I could take pixels from both of them and compare them directly.
Now it's a question on lighting.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a lighting thing, but I don't think so.
I'm now just staring at both of their jackets, trying to figure this out.
Yeah. We don't really have much to talk about. They didn't get very far in the game.
No, I think what I'm going to try to do, if we do this for future weeks, I'm going to try to get a case of Wake Up 24/7 shipped to me.
I'm going to start scrolling ahead.
Go ahead. Let me know how long the pause takes.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Okay, it's going to take a little bit longer. We're going to skip through this.
Yeah, we'll skip through it. Okay, so I'm going to avoid spoilers, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the...
They do I don't know what happened, but for some reason they do a redraft.
Do they?
Yeah, with whole new champions. So I'll get to the start of that, more or less.
Okay, so...
okay. Go to, let's say,
145.40? 145?
I would say earlier. 145.06 is where I'm at the moment.
I'm at 146 right now.
I was that already has some bans, but
I mind it. Well, you would know. Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
146 doesn't have any.
Any bans? Are you sure?
Yeah, go to 146.12. We'll we'll see one ban.
Okay.
All right, you ready? We're going to do a quick countdown to make sure we're synced.
Go for it.
3, 2, 1, go. And we could show it. No spoilers shown, but we're back into picks and bans, so apparently something happened. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen. I mean, it has to be like a champion just broke on them outright or something. They didn't have Talia or Karthus picked, which are the two ones that I know had issues. But other than that, I don't know exactly what would happen, where that would require them to completely re-pick and ban, because we are going to get some changes here. I peeked ahead a bit.
See if anything has it.
I'm not going to spoil it, but this is going to be a bit different. So, bans look about the same. Not too surprising. One thing... Wait.
What up?
OPG1 has subbed in.
Oh, there was a sub. You're right. So maybe something happened with that the player was not able to play. Maybe some sort of medical issue, and because of that, like that would make sense that you would want to pick and ban after that, because on both sides, Vikings want to be able to pick for what their mid laner is good at,
if that's
and
what
FTV also wants to be able to play or pick against what they know OPG1 is against. So I'm assuming for some reason Vikings had to swap out their mid laner, and that is why we're seeing a remake of picks. But it looks like bans were the same. So are they just...
Yeah, bans are identical. So far, picks are the same. I do believe we see a Trundle. We will see a Trundle right here from Knight. But then the next picks will change it up a little.
I'm hoping that they didn't have to remake again because something happened.
If we go through 3 champions, actually, I'm mistaken. They're going to pick the Ornn much earlier this time. Picking that up, that will still almost certainly be for Taurus in the top lane. But this time, Bio will be the one taking away the Trundle, denying it from FTV.
I was checking the Reddit quick to see if they have VCS game day threads.
Unlikely?
It's unlikely, sadly. Even though the VCS is a major region, they don't get, I guess, the full support. But we are going to see a Braum.
It's an independent region. Is it called a major region?
I think for this year is their first year that they're a major region.
Well, an independent region, like spun out.
Oh, maybe it's just independent. Yeah.
The Garana Pro League.
Anyways,
right.
It might be
they are going to pick up a Braum as well, which goes very well into the Ornn. Of course, can completely block out that ultimate altogether, and with the Trundle already there, potentially denying Ornn's health and resistances, that can start to make Taurus' life much more difficult. And there it is, the Kino. He will be locking in the Fiddlesticks, which we both talked about how much we love.
I hate
the fact that Fiddlesticks is in the bot lane right now.
I absolutely hate Fiddlesticks.
All right.
He's probably one of my least favorite champions. I won't even play around with the joke of us liking Fiddlesticks.
All right. So we're going to see Ezreal banned this time. We have seen both times the Viking. Sorry, I'm almost calling them the Knights now too. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem.
Pick up Ezreal in the first rotations, making sure it doesn't get banned away. But it does look like this will be the case, as Ezreal and now Varus making his first appearance in these picks and bans will be banned as well, putting B1 a little bit deeper down onto his pool.
Yeah, so this is going to make sure that they're either on one of those crazy bot lanes. Like, I really could still be put down onto B1 as well, but or he's going to be put down on a subpar ADC,
I think
marksman,
Ashe
as we're calling him
is still okay, and some people still play Kai'Sa. But you do rely on a lot more scaling time for Kai'Sa, and of course her damage profile is much different than the classic physical damage based.
Knight is playing as the biggest Levi fanboy at this point. Playing the Lee Sin first game, playing the Kha'Zix the second game. He just wants to show Levi that the VCS is in good hands. He'll be able to take over as the #1 jungler.
Not everything's about Levi,
Everything's about Levi with the VCS.
Sometimes they just want to win games. Maybe Knight is just confident, and actually will be that Ashe picked up for B1, going kind of that, pretty much that 4th level 80 carry at the moment, but still up there. Still, even if she doesn't do a ton of damage, I still think her damage profile has been okay compared to the more heavily crit-based ones. And she brings a ton of utility, of course. The slows on every auto, the AoE slow from volley, and of course the enchanted crystalline arrow flying across the map. But we are also going to get an Aatrox. This guy is dominating top lanes right now. Basically, Riot's like, hey, we have a sweet new rework for you. And he's like, no, I'm going to kill everyone right now. Yeah, he's still going to get reworked, though, so that's not stopping it. But he is just a monstrous 1v1, 1v2, 1v3 champion, even. He puts a lot of pressure on the side lanes. If he gets ahead, it can be so tough to deal with in those situations.
Yeah, this is the one problem with Aatrox and why I feel like it's getting reworked. It's either, and this is shown in the past as well, he's either absolutely worthless, no one picks him, he has like a 0.1% pick rate in solo queue, no one picks him in pro play, or he's an absolute monster that no one could stop.
Exactly.
There's no in between for this champion.
I mean, he is in a lot of ways a drain tank, which I think is something that just doesn't have a place, because inherently, just like if your 5 stats of something change, that goes from killing him outright to you can't actually kill him because it's just draining through all of the damage you're dealing, and it's pretty much impossible to balance those true drain tanks. And he's not a true drain tank, but he's pretty close.
Yeah, you're right. It's if you think killing a Vlad is difficult, a tank Aatrox is 10 times harder. And then if he's in the middle of a fight,
true damage to your face now too, and you kill him, and then you have to kill him again.
And it's not like it's a Zillion where you use or a Zillion or a Tryndamere where you're just like, hey, let's just wait it out and then we can kill him again. No, you have to. It will be up indefinitely until he's out of combat again. But the Infinite Studio is back.
Not that Aatrox would even let him escape. He just kind of keep chasing you down, but
yeah. But yeah, we're going to be into game 2.5 here soon between Vikings and FTV. I feel like I've been saying VTV accidentally. It's probably. I've been messing up a lot of these things. I messed up the Vietnam Championship Series. I think I got that right this time. Okay. Didn't call it the Challenger League this time. And yeah, it's gonna be a very quick early lead there, as it was at B1
damage, getting that 20 gold probably. I think he got an E-auto off there.
Yes,
so
that's a 20 gold. That's huge.
Starting to snowball the lead, because these Spell Thieves jokes never get old.
Hey, we saw what happened last game when FTV got an early lead. They were able to completely snowball it.
They actually killed some people.
But they still got a lead. Yeah, it's a little different. It's between 20 and like a little over 1,000.
One thing didn't quite mention was the Galio pick here for victory, recognizing the Aurelia in that mid lane, picking something a little bit more bruisery, so that he knows he won't just get bursted down by the damage that Aurelia can bring.
Yeah, it's a little early for us to think. I think this game happened at 5 a.m. for us if we did it live. But wow, Aquino there, yeah, he just completely drained his Soul Thieves there. So he's at least 70 right now from what we were able to count. Actually 50. I don't know where I got an extra 50 from. Like I said, it's early for us. This game started at 5 a.m.
Yeah, we're totally casting it at 5 a.m.
Exactly, and not 15 hours later. As I just timestamped this video.
Anyways, BO and Knight both taking the jungle pass right now. Both starting the top side of the map buffs, but Knight taking a beeline straight buff to buff. Actually, no, he's going to detour to Gromp. No, okay, he's at Gromp while also finishing off the blue buff. MPO going to take a camp in between. Ultimately, just Knight basically doing the single target camps on his way to the Scuttle Crab contest. Because BO recognizes this. He's on the way. It's going to be Knight actually giving some respect to BO. At least to start it off, but he may try to sneak in for the steal.
See who goes for
One
it.
of them
I
is smite,
think
though.
Bio is going to be able to win this. Yeah, it's easily going to go over to Bio at this point. He has the smite. And actually, the bot lane's going to get jumped on because they went to help out. And that's going to be first blood there, going over to B1 there, as they're able to get the passive off, or the Braum passive off. And now Knight might get caught out here by Bio. Does he have Leap available? He's only level 2. He might have to flash over this wall. And there it is. Bio doesn't predict the flash correctly as he goes the wrong way. And that's just going to be a trade of flashes there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He just guessed the angle of the flash a little bit wrong, and that denied him that kill. But yeah, Aquino getting caught out there. We saw the Braum stun stacking up there. He fiddlesticks. He really is. You walk up, you press E, and then you walk away. You get into a prolonged fight like this, especially against someone like the Braum, and you're gonna pay for it because you are super squishy.
And we're actually going to fight in the mid lane right away after the pauses. Victory's going to get chunked down there, but he's able to walk away with a nice double taunt there, and he's going to be able to go back into the mid lane. OPG1 forced out there, pretty low there, so almost able to catch out Victory there, but actually didn't even need to use his flash there.
Yeah, no, he's pretty beefy on that Galio. I wasn't sure he was able to get the Aftershock proc off to make it a little bit tankier. But nonetheless, he was pretty deep under tower to start with. And there's not a ton of damage going to come out yet from those two champions. But they'll get there soon. In the bot lane, it looks like Lucian Fiddlesticks were able to reassert some control. You really don't expect it to look exactly like this for most of the lane. It's really tough to out-push a Fiddlesticks when he just kind of ease your backline minions, and that pretty much takes care of it. And then, of course, Lucian, one of the stronger laners right now.
I think the strongest. I feel like I would put Lucian as the strongest marksman in the game right now.
The marksman, yes. Yeah. The strongest bot laner? Maybe not, because there's a whole cast.
Yeah, it's really hard to say now. You can't say ADCs. You can't say just bot laners, and
right, because bot laner kind of technically includes the support.
It includes the support. It includes now champions like Vladimir and Irelia.
Yeah.
It includes other champions
you can call the role bot laner.
Yeah. I think it's a bot laner and a support. I think it is. And technically right now, Janna could be either. We've seen her played as both the bot lane carry and the support. Same with Lulu. I really don't understand the meta. I'm enjoying it, but I don't understand it.
We don't have to make the decisions. We just get to sit back and watch. Now, Bio's going to face check Knight. And I'm
really like the ultimate there. That was beautiful, and the flash taunt's going to go over to Viking, and that was a beautiful play there. That ult was immediate. And I feel like they have practiced that a lot. In the top side, this might be just a 1-for-1 kill. It's a flash forward. Taurus is able to get Hani out from the mid-air, and that's going to be a very quick 2 kills going over to FTV.
Ornn will still Ornn in the top lane. You pick your Aatrox. You still got to take some scaling time. Ornn, he doesn't care. He just smacks you with his hammer. Wants to go back to forging stuff and just get this game over with. We saw some trading the bot lane. Manus being taken very low. Has already burned the heal in that early skirmish, so he's not looking too healthy right now.
Now I gotta say, I've been watching the Crows in this game, and they've been very lucky. A lot of these Crows have been bouncing between minions, but a lot of people are now here in the bot lane. Have been a 3v3 fight at that start. It feels like the junglers, as soon as they noticed both of them were there, they just both backed off. They didn't want anything to do with this, as we're going to see a replay of that fight in the mid lane.
Yeah, just the immediate ult from Victory. He just hit level 6, basically pressed it as soon as he could. And yeah, it was just beautiful. Just getting the edge onto Bio there, then flashing forward to secure that kill, with Victory going to be the one getting the credit too, getting into that Rod of Ages a little bit quicker. Yeah, it was just the complete lack of hesitation from Victory to press R the second Bio sees Knight in that bush. Meant Bio had no time to react and escape the radius.
Yeah, we're going to see Knight here. He did just back on a ward, and Bio was there for a counter jungle, and he's still going to stick around hoping that Knight either backs off or we're going to have a good counter gank there. But it looks like they're not going to really get anything off of this, as the bot lane's going to back off completely. So just a little bit of wasted time here, as this game pretty even in gold, a little tiny bit of an advantage going to VK, but it's just at this point hundreds of gold, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And this game really could be either teams at this point.
Yeah, this gold lead, is almost a sampling error at this point. The one thing to point out, though, is the big difference between B1 and Manus at the moment, especially when you have to factor in the auto attack range difference. Ashe has a full Teemo of range on Lucian, which when you do get ahead and get that bit more gold, means you can exploit that a little bit better, get better and better trades against the Lucian, which could make this lane even more difficult for Manus and extend that CS differential more than it already is.
So that's actually pretty tough. Actually, now thinking about this and watching how it goes through, I really do like the Ashe pickup into the Lucian, mostly because of that CC. Lucian really wants to be able to dash around, be able to weave in those auto attacks to really just be a nuisance. And when it's really tough to do that without being slowed coming in from the Ashe, it's really tough to do so. And we're going to have a fight over the blue buff here. And they're actually going to continue this fight as Bio's going to get chunked down very quickly. But a forced flash away from Knight. He's going to live because of this. And the rest of FTV here is going to be fighting there with OPG1, who's going to drop the kill going over to Aquino. And we said the Aatrox, he can be fairly tanky, but it's so early in the game, it's not going to be enough as Victory picks up his second of the game. And that's going to be a very quick 3-0 sweep for FTV.
Yeah, if there's one thing I've noticed from FTV over these past two games, they really just understand the map and when to make plays. They knew the blue buff was coming up. Knight used his sweeper to go past a couple of wards, almost not being spotted at all. And Akeno was already in the area, prepared to do that. Knight starting it off, just shoving him back. And then Taurus here with the ultimate to catch Bio out. And Knight can just jump on him, get the burst down. We see even the enchanted crystalline arrow coming in, but that would not hit anyone. And then we see right here, Akeno was already in a position to respond. They get the passive from Hani, and they still take him down.
Yeah, we saw that it was actually CBL on the Braum still down on the bot side. So Aquino somehow was able to roam all the way up there to be a part of that fight. Yeah, Moby Boots is going to really help out with that. And that's why whenever I've been playing support lately, I've almost picked up Moby Boots on every single support I played. Yeah. And we're actually going to see a fight on to victory. He did see that Bio was here, so he tried to bait it in a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like he was baiting a bit. He only had Aquino, who admittedly is level 6, but that would take a lot of confidence from Victory to assume they could turn that completely.
But speaking of turn, here he comes down on the bot side with it. CBL going to drop very quickly as Knight takes this one. And B1 is forced to flash and heal away. So that's going to be another kill going over to FTV. And now with their pressure on the map, it's up to them of what they want to pick up. And it seems like Knight is going to go for that dragon.
Yeah, that would be the pretty easy call typically. But Aquino and Manus are not looking too healthy at the moment. Aquino can get some of that back just...
Oh, OPG1's dead.
People, but they're just going to go on OPG1 instead. That wasn't even on camera. They just took him down. Hani now. We can see continuing to struggle a bit against Taurus. Now going to go in, though.
Yeah, and he's going to be really low. Nice flash away from the ultimate there. Taurus is going to drop as Hani wins that 1v1. And we saw that started off by a little bit of a misplay by Taurus. Tried to do the combo where he wanted to do with the pillar knock-up, but he dove in before the pillar came up. So because of that, he took a few tower shots, and Hani was able to play it perfectly to pick up that kill on the top side.
Yeah, we still got to see some of the power of the Aatrox there. He's down in gold right now. He was about half health when that fight started, and then Taurus did take that 1 or 2 tower shots, but still being able to turn that really quickly. Yeah, it was 2, but still that damage once that Conqueror gets procced from Aatrox. Yeah, that good dodge from Hani. Even gets to save his passive there. It looks like he has it up. It only turns red when he has it up, right?
I believe so, yeah. I did see the GA
just saw him
thing
use
on it.
But
I don't know the cooldown on it.
I don't know the cooldown anymore. It could be pretty short.
It used to be 5 minutes, because I believe it's the same between Anivia, Zac, and Aatrox. The old one was all around that 5-minute mark. I don't know what the new one is, though, because it is completely different, because it's no longer a guaranteed revive. He does need to be in combat for so long, or so many auto attacks. I forget exactly what procs it. But we're going to see an ult here onto Aquino, but no follow-up. I don't know if they're worried about where Knight could be, or just the follow-up from Victory as well. But they popped the ultimate onto the Fiddlesticks, but they didn't follow up on it.
Yeah. And we have seen in the mid lane now that that tower has fallen, giving FTV a 3,000 gold lead after a little bit of a misstep in that early game. And now they're making another play here. This is going to be Taurus teleporting in, or that's Victory. Sorry. Taurus doesn't quite have ultimate yet. They're going to leave him top. But they still might look. There's the Taurus teleport as his ultimate is coming off cooldown. We're just going to matching TP from Hani here, but they're still going to go for this 5v4 dive as Akino starts it off.
Yeah, the Fiddlesticks and Galio combo is going to be devastating there as 2 already drop, and that's going to be the Aatrox soon to follow. Akino playing that one perfectly, knowing that Victory would follow up, and another 3-0 sweep in favor of FTV as they're going to get their second tower of the game. Now, Vikings do get a Constellation Tower in the mid lane, or at least they're going for it right now, so they'll at least get something on there, but again, FTV getting their early lead and just running away with this game.
Oh, they're not even going to get the tower. Victory just walks over, presses Q, and you no longer have a minion wave to do that tower with. But yeah, we've just seen FTV throughout this entire series just be so much more aggressive in making the plays on the map. The Fiddlesticks Galio combo, starting that off beautifully and giving none of them any time to react. We see that passive coming out from Hani again, but as it is with Aatrox, typically you die and then you're surrounded and you die again, which is why in the future you can move while dead.
Oh wait, really? I haven't seen that.
You know, in his new passive, it only works with his ultimate, but you can also move while in your dead state.
What does that look like?
Get ready for that.
I'm
just really weird.
I was about to say
it doesn't look good.
I'm just trying to think because I'm still thinking of him like kneeling down, like he's like holding his side, and then in this current one, like he looks wounded, and then he just comes back. But I'm imagining that, but he's like shuffling his feet.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see.
Get ready for new Aatrox. That's all I'm saying. Now he's not bad though. He's got some really cool stuff, but when he's dead, it looks pretty funky.
They are still working on him. I just saw that they've updated the graphics on his new, because it's being a visual update as well.
Textures in the model, I believe, yeah.
So it's a brand new Aatrox. The Aatrox that we've seen here is dead and gone, which it's kind of strange to see. Like he was released, he had a soft rework where his passive got changed a little bit. I believe his ultimate got changed just a tiny bit.
I don't know if any of the soft reworks have been successful.
Ash?
I think that was still, I thought, pretty big, but
it was her Q. I think it was just her Q difference, wasn't it?
And the entire way her passive works.
Like it was only 2 things.
Crit really anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, but when you change someone from being, a standard auto attack 80 carry to now she literally doesn't do extra damage when she crits. Yeah, I think that's a big change.
I don't know. When you keep 3 of your abilities, though, I don't feel like that's a hard rework. But speaking of one of the abilities, the biggest one. The biggest one comes up as they find Akino with the crystalline arrow, and now Victory on the wrong side of things. He has to find someone to jump to, but he's actually just going to hold on to the ultimate. He does have flash available as he's able to get over that wall, and now he's going to re-engage at this point, but no, he's going to die from OPG1. Picks up that kill, and it's going to be a quick 2-0 going in favor of the Vikings, as Hani wasn't even there either. So that was a 5v4 fight going in favor of Vikings.
This time the Vikings getting a very favorable fight. I say 5v4 technically, but Akino first got caught out completely on his own, and then Victory was cut off from the rest of his team, and he died. And then the rest of the people showed up, and they were like, oh, now it's 4v3, and we can't really do anything because we lost teammates. But they still might look to make a move here. Knight potentially looking to jump onto B1. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. We do see that pink ward in the bush that would reveal him when he got close. But yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to do it. He's probably backed off already at this point. Oh, I lie. He's bringing friends.
Yeah, he brought Akino with him. They're going to jump back, and you're going to see Victory with them. It's like you just slowly add more and more players.
Playing around the vision really well. They know exactly where people can see, but they don't have vision themselves, so they don't really see CBL going around. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to pull the trigger on anything here.
Yeah, it's they're not going to get anything out of it. But in the bot side, we see Tauros extremely low already. Victory's going to come down, save his top laner, and going to be able to pick himself a double kill there. As Tauros does have to watch out. Hani is still going to be able to do a massive amount of damage, but not able to quickly find that kill. The double kill going over to the Galio, as that 2-0 from me earlier has been taken back for FTV, now up 12-4. And now Tauros just whipping with that ultimate. We're going to see OPG1 trying to get the kill, but his shield is massive at this point. And he still had the flash available, but he goes too far forward. OPG1 gets the reset. He's able to get away, but he goes back in, doesn't find the lockdown, but Victory does. But does he have the damage? He's able to find the kill there, as Victory is now on a killing spree.
Yeah, I think Tauros was anticipating his shield to come back off cooldown. Figured he could handle it if OPG1 jumped back in, but either he didn't respond fast enough or he just walked back in a little bit too soon before that shield came off cooldown. But nonetheless, Victory was able to bring the rest of the damage, finish him off. We see here just jumping on him. Tauros actually starting this off, and then we see Victory heading down the lane. He is so low already, but the double knock-up coming in. And Victory, he's tanky, but he also brings some damage. Taking them both down real quick, and then it's just a matter of finishing off the low-health Hani. Every single time this Aatrox passive has been used, it's just been another short death. And then we'll see here, the shield goes on cooldown from Tauros here. He flashes away. He just walks in right here, and I don't know why. But luckily, Victory was able to eventually finish off OPG1.
Yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out why Tauros came back in. Maybe he thought he had nowhere else to go to, and if Victory lost that fight, he was just soon to follow. So maybe he thought that he had to go in to help out.
Maybe.
But it almost cost it, though.
Too.
Yeah. I think they have more soft reworks. I think I would consider Trundle a soft rework, right? He didn't have too much removed from him.
The old voice was so much better.
Okay, old voice. So now we're getting...
No, but Trundle was purely visual. I don't think they changed his gameplay at all.
I think his Frozen Domain was changed a bit. Man, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Maybe it wasn't. I could be wrong. Because I know Karma was pure visual. And that was around the same time, so it could have been.
Karma was a full rework.
Was it? Okay, now I really don't know what's
very
going
different.
On. I didn't play either champion before the rework, so I don't know. Different.
Her shield used to do damage when you mantured it. Boom! It was like a little bomb.
I did not know that.
She has some crazy stuff.
God, man, I haven't played I haven't played with or against old Karma in such a long time.
But the 26 Rengar soft reworks, I think I'm just about done with.
Yeah,
just
same with Rise.
The champion, get it over with. Rise, yeah.
Kha'Zix.
Most of the full-on, like, we spent a year on this champion reworks have been mostly okay. I'm not in love with Warwick, but honestly, the rest of them feel pretty good. After some fine-tuning. Aurelia needs some fine-tuning.
I feel like they're just their numbers. I feel like everything else is pretty fine with it. Like, she's just, right now, she could arguably be the best character in the game.
Probably. She has dominance. Well, not dominance, but she has established herself in 4 of the 5 positions.
Mm-hmm.
She, I think, is the highest ban rate. No, second highest after Nocturne, I believe. Just across the ways. And, yeah, she's just looking real strong right now.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you could say, okay, bot lane number 1 could be Lucian, I would say. Like, mid lane could be Irelia. Yeah. Jungle, probably Nocturne. Top lane, probably could be Irelia as well. Support, though, that's something that's up for debate, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't really feel like there is a single clear support champion that's far and away above the rest. I think Rakan is the stronger of the pure supports, especially in an organized team play. Yeah, we see Fiddlesticks. He's got good, strong lane presence. Can do some funky shenanigans in team fights and ganks. Shen's been somewhat popular. Pike has been showing up occasionally. Oh, that's... we lost Pike.
We did see Pike. Yeah. I just realized we lost him.
They picked the Vikings picked him initially, and then they redid the pick him, and now I'm sad because I wanted to see Pike.
I do want to know why they had a sub in OPG1, but as we say that, Aquino is going to start the fight up, and Tauros already has teleport on the backside, so CBL is going to be the sacrificial lamb here as he's going to drop, and that's going to be just a 1-0 as they go back to Baron. And at this point, Vikings, I don't know if they're going to be able to contest this Baron, especially with Hani down in the bot side and not even teleporting at the top, up to the top where the Baron is. So he is now going to TP. Is it a little bit too late? The ultimate does go in. It does find himself on a victory. Is it going to be enough to delay this fight? The Baron is so low. It is going to go over to FTV, but can they find the fight afterwards? It's going to be able to drop at least one already. That's 2 kills going in favor of Vikings right now, but they are so low at this point, and Tauros is just so tanky. Are they going to be able to do anything? Victory dashes forward. Can he find the lockdown on anybody? Doesn't find the taunt, but Hani's so low. He's out from his passive, is not able to find the damage, and that's going to be a very easy knockup going over to Bio, and he's going to drop, so that's a 3 for 2 in favor of the Viking or FTV as they're going to continue this push. Even though they have Baron, they want more at this point, but they're not able to find OPG1 who's able to flash away, and that's just going to be a lot going in favor of FTV as they get the Baron. They get 1 extra kill as well, and they're going to start to shove.
Yeah, FTV playing a little bit looser with that one than I think they really needed to, actually trying to finish that Baron. They were able to zone out the jungler with the Ornn ultimate, so it was somewhat safe. We saw Bio never really even got towards the pit. Ornn's pretty good at handling that, but yeah, Knight's already pretty low. We see Aquino removed immediately after he played the zoning game with the Zhonya's. But then nonetheless, Taurus just such a strong front line right now. Victory coming in, misses the CC, but zones Bio, forcing the flash as he was pushed into Manus. And then this is mostly Manus cleaning up off of Taurus's CC. He took out Bio off to the side. We saw him take down the jungler right there, and then OPG1 just gets away.
All right, so we didn't miss anything during that pause. And...
Sorry, it's B1 and BO. That's what it was. Yes, I called B1 BO, and then I forgot the name of the jungler because I was pretty sure it was BO. Oh, okay.
It's very, very slightly different.
They're mean.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
It's not as good as you see like when Piglet and Poohman do wear a bot lane. Like, that was amazing. They instead went with the synergy of let's be very similar with each other and make it hard to tell us apart name wise. And then Hani was like, hey, you know that very popular player Huni? I'm going to copy his name as well.
And there's also Hoo-Hee. And
Hoo-Hee,
I don't know if that factored in. But they're going to actually start a fight here as B1 looking to be taken down here as Manus getting the culling onto him. He will live. OPG1 trying to get back into the fight as Knight went deep. And that could cost him here. So they're now shortened to Kino and Knight. OPG1 just not able to finish off Manus, and I am play-by-playing.
Yes, you did. I just went with it because that fight went heavily in favor of the Viking Knights there as Manus was almost able to turn it around, but his entire front line was taken down there. And FTV being pushed back a little bit here. Vikings seeing some life in themselves as they're able to protect their base and move forward here. And we'll have to see how long this push can go. Death timers are fairly long, and we did see there that Aquino did have to pop his Zhonya's before ulting in, and that's been a lot of what FTV's been doing in these fights. And now they are able to get the tower and push up, but did they stay for a little too long? B1 is going to drop there, so wasn't perfect, but they got 2 towers off from it.
Yeah, absolutely able to capitalize on that overextension from FTV, starting a fight when they had a giant wave bot, and I thought they could just ride that all the way through. But they're going to keep going, looking to pick off the scraps here. But Hani and Bio will be able to escape. But I still think they got all 5 members up, and they can just run it right down mid as B1 will still be down for a bit longer. They're actually going to run it down top lane.
Yeah,
they're out of Baron buffs already, but...
Yeah, they have no Barons on their side, which is very surprising there. And I was just trying to figure out why they were zooming in earlier, but they're going to zoom in on OBG1. Is he the next target at this point? But they're not going to be able to find too much, but that's going to be 2 towers. Inhibitor on the top side already dropped. Mid lane tower is going to drop, but OPG1 trying for a desperation play here. Can they find the targets? Aquino is going to be able to survive, but their frontline victory is already gone. FTV might lose another fight in a row as Knight is going to be the next target, and he's going to be able to jump away for now. He's going to be able to get out. That's so far 2 for 0 in favor of Vikings. They did lose quite a bit of their base, but they're staying alive.
Yeah, 2 inhibitor towers and an inhibitor makes that well worth it for FTV, assuming they don't lose too much here. They're not going to lose. They're actually going to keep going as they get the Mountain Drake on top of that, continuing their map domination here, and there's really nothing left for the Vikings to pick up here. They're probably going to be able to push down and get this bot lane tower, even with Manus doing what he can to clear out the wave. That's just Hani walking up. He'll hit that once, but that was going to go down no matter what. And it's really FTV able to just wait out Taurus up in 2 seconds. He'll have TP to go wherever they need him to. And they're just looking really good right now. An 8,000 gold lead isn't that much in the context of the last game, but they're in a commanding position nonetheless.
Yeah, I think there was like an 8,000 goal lead at like 10 minutes in, so this is just being completely different than the last game. So Vikings are showing that they are able to compete with FTV, and this is kind of showing the disadvantages of this team comp for FTV. They had a lot of good synergies with Victory and Aquino being able to jump in, but now they're not able to find the kills as quickly as they used to. So that combo hasn't been as devastating, and they've actually been the one who's been getting jumped on, so they haven't been able to be the proactive ones. And when you have a Fiddlesticks, you want to be proactive, because if you're being jumped on, there's no really a good time to use your ultimate then.
Yeah, absolutely. It does seem like Aquino's kind of been a sacrificial lamb a couple of times. He's using that Zhonya's to stall things out while Manus, Victory, and the rest take care of business elsewhere. Either finishing off Baron or killing off a couple people. But you're right. Getting Fiddlesticks in there as an impactful champion in the team fight would help them out a lot. One thing to note is Aquino here, he went the Comet, which is much more lane heavy. We often see Fiddlesticks pick up the Aftershock, giving them a little bit tankiness when jumping in that team fight. We'll see Vikings kind of sitting. Looks like they want to take back some control of their jungle, but
they actually got the bot lane jump on a Hani there. And are they going to be able to delay long enough? Hani drops almost immediately, and it looks like the rest of his team might actually follow, as that's going to be OBG1 being the next one, and CBL going to be soon to follow, as nobody drops on the side of FTV, and they're going to continue going forward. They're smelling blood. They want the win. B1 able to cleanse away the taunt, and he's able to get out, but that is going to be 3 down for the Vikings, and this could be game for FTV. We're already seeing Toro's back. He's going to be able to come by extremely fresh by getting his health back, and there's the teleport coming in. I believe that this is going to be game, and I think FTV is going to take this one. Vikings going for the desperation play here, and that's going to be another kill going over. BO and B1 both dropping this one as FTV wins the series 2-0.
Yeah, that will be game, set, match as FTV take the first match of this summer split. And they do it seemingly pretty easily. First game went super smooth. This one, a little bit of a hiccup, but then honestly, once they got rolling, it looked clear as day that they were just the superior team. They made better map movements. They were more aggressive in asserting their will over the map, finding where they could make the plays, bringing the double TPs to set up that big tower dive bot lane, while the Vikings were just kind of hanging out mid with a couple of players. Just showing a much better understanding of how to create and grow a lead in League of Legends.
Yeah, and we just saw in the first play that they really understand the meta very well. They saw the Master Yi Taric, and they knew exactly what they had to do. They had to shut down the Master Yi, and what's better to do that than kill him twice before he gets to level 3. And they showed that very well. They showed this game as well that they were able to... They had a lot of good synergies between the Fiddlesticks and Galio ult that we saw together. We saw a lot of good ultimates when topside, when Knight jumped in, and then we saw the instant follow-up from Victory as well. So I'm really liking this this team, FTV, that we've never really heard before. And with Vietnam...
Yeah, we're leading the whole league, really.
Yes. I've heard of a few of these teams before. Everyone heard of Gigabyte Marines. There's been EVOS. There's been other teams as well that have shown up internationally here and there. But we'll have to see if FTV in the future is going to be able to make a name for themselves down here. And who knows? Like, the summer split is the most important split. Winner of this is going to go to Worlds and represent their region. Do you want to try to pretend what we're interviewing them about?
No, I think we can call it if you want.
No, I have absolutely no clue what we would be saying. I don't even know who they're interviewing at this point.
Well, FTV players.
Yes, so we know that. I would need to know
what's
on
like
the back of the
Manus
jersey,
and
though.
Knight.
Oh, did it say it there? I wasn't paying attention.
I think I'm ready to stop this video now.